What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another late night in the BrewLab with me, Lone Fox, your Brewmaster-in-Chief. And tonight, in the BrewLab, I'm coming at you with a mono-green deck. Finally, I've decided to throw my hat in the ring when it comes to mono-green. It's been one of those brews that I've been like dying to play the entire time that the new set has come out. And every time that I test it, it just doesn't feel as good as the old one. It's going to be pretty tough to go back to those days of, you know, the old growth troll, werewolf pack leader, blizzard brawl and all of that. There was obviously very, very strong as Seeker's Chariot. Like the majority of the deck is completely gone now, so we have to, it's changed the way it plays. It's definitely not as much of an aggro deck. It's more of like a go tall, rampy, big guys type of a deck. And that makes it a little bit tougher to play. In my specific way of playing Magic, I'm not as good as that at that sort of thing, unless there's like some ways to trick it in. So I've tried like doing all the fight rigging versions of it and all sorts of things, and it just doesn't ever quite match up against the other top tier decks in the format. But then, you know, I've obviously watch a lot of different content creators, and all of the big guys that play really well, that have massive channels and have higher ranking than me on the ladder and all that kind of stuff, have slowly but surely been putting out their versions of mono green, and I've been watching all of it and absorbing information, and I think it's finally at a point where it's worthy of some of your time on my channel. So without further ado, let's jump into tonight's brew. I'm just calling it King Kong because it's running this incredibly cool new ape that has just such a sweet artwork. The Silverback Elder. 5 mana, 5/7. We'll get to that. Let's take it from the top. We've got a full playset of the Ascendant Packleader. I don't know. There's a little bit of a lack of 4-drops here that make me think that maybe we should cut one of these 3-drops or 2 and put in 1 or 2. In fact, quick little BrewLabification. Ulvenwald Oddity. I think I'm going to trim 1 Jugan and one Gala Greeters. Yeah. And let's put in another couple of cards that will trigger the Ascendant Packleader. But it's also just nice to have a cheap green permanent to play once you get your Defiler of Vigor is in play. And we'll get to that again in a second. Then we've got some interaction, but you don't want to have too much of it in this deck, because we need to play creatures every single turn. Boom, boom, boom. Creatures, 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 creatures. And so I've gone for a few, but not many. Master's Rebuke to get rid of Planeswalkers. There's another version of this right now. Deals damage. That's pretty cool looking artwork, but essentially the exact same card. Bite Down. Deals damage equal to its power to target creature or Planeswalker you don't control. So exactly the same line of text as Master's Rebuke. Yeah, okay, let's go with the new one. The artwork's cooler on this one. Couple of Tamiyos to protect our important creatures, and a couple of tail swipes as another bit of removal. It's kind of the new Blizzard Brawl. It's not as good as Blizzard Brawl, but it is instant speed, so you can occasionally use it during the opponent's turn, and you wouldn't really want to have too much more than that. The only other edit that I could think of making to put in more interaction would be to get rid of the Bankbusters and the Mech Hangar combo that I love so much, and just put in maybe 1 more tail swipe and 1 more bite down. But otherwise I would leave it very little interaction and just more creatures, creatures, creatures. So talking about creatures, we've got 3 copies of Gala Greeters for some ramp, for some life gain, for some treasures. You know the drill. Really sweet card. And then we've got the Llanowar Loamspeaker as well as another way of ramping. Actually, what I'm going to do now is put in one more Quirion. My problem with Quirion, it's such a cool card, and it just is screaming to be broken. But as things stand right now, it's such a removal magnet. You play it on turn 2, it's gone. And then if you play it later in the game, especially in a mono green deck, you don't have enough cards to play on top of it to make it worthwhile. I don't know. That's why I don't want to be playing like a full play set of the Quirion. Just a couple, I think, is fine. So just trimming one more of my rampy guys and putting in a couple of Quirions. Then we've got the Bankbusters. Then we've got one Jugan, which I really like, on top of the Gala Greeters. Enters the battlefield, makes the 1/1 little monk guy, which then triggers your Gala Greeters, and then the following turn you've effectively ramped, so you can play another land and tap that monk for a green mana, and you get to put 2+1/+1 counters, and you get a nice little flyer at the end, which we don't have in the deck. So that's why I initially had 2. But again, it's not a creature, and we want to have creatures to play on top of things like your Quirion, etc. So we may end up going back to a 2 of and cut something else, but for now, let's just leave it at that. Then the main and important new tech and important card in the deck that really makes it hum along is Augur of Autumn. We may need to go up to a 4 of. You can look at your top of your library at any time, and you may play lands off the top of your library. And then if you've got Coven, which happens quite often, quite easily in a deck like this, where there's lots of different powers and toughnesses, and lots of ways that those will change. You know, Quirion gets plus counters, the Ascendant Speaker, the Defiler of Vigor puts counters on things and stuff. So it's quite easy to get Coven. And then you can cast creature spells off the top of your library, which is really important, because this type of deck, which is why I keep relying on the Bankbuster, is very good at just dumping its hand, and then you're just suddenly left with top decking, and if you just miss one creature and all your top deck is like a tail swipe, the game's over. So Augur of Autumn, really important way of making sure that we continue to apply pressure on the opponent, and so try to get your Coven as quickly as possible. Then we've got Cemetery Prowler, another sort of pseudo ramp. So effectively there's actually loads of ramp if you think about it. Gala Greeters makes the treasures. Llanowar Loamspeaker ramps by itself. The Jugan defends the temple, makes a little mana dork. Cemetery Prowler, you would try to exile a creature from a graveyard so that it reduces the cost of creatures by 1 colorless. Reverse ramp. And then Topiary Stomper, full-on ramp, brings a land to the battlefield. So plenty of ramp, which should help us get to a Defiler of Vigor or a Silverback Elder turn 4 if possible. But if we don't get there, then we can play an Ulvenwald Oddity, which is a nice tramply hasty boy. Onto the top end, which is the real cool new meat and potatoes in this deck. Defiler of Vigor, you've probably seen it before on a battlefield or 2. It's the green Phyrexian Defiler from the cycle, which has always got the same line of text. So you can pay life to cast spells and reduce the cost and cost by a green, your permanents. And whenever you do cast a green permanent, whether you pay the life or not, you put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. So, can quite quickly spiral out of control, especially with our tramply guys. And of course, it has trample as well, pardon me. And then the last card in the deck, the reason for the deck name, King Kong. We've got this man, the artwork is so sweet. The Silverback Elder, a 5/7 Ape Shaman, which has 3 different cast triggers. So whenever you cast a creature spell, choose one. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Great against Selesnya enchantments right now. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a land card from among them. That's probably the one you'll be picking the least. And then the third option, you gain 4 life. Really, really strong. Then I've gone with 3 Boseijus in the mana base because of how many Selesnya decks we're running into on a day-to-day basis. 2 Mech Hangars for the Reckoner Bankbuster, and then just a bunch of my beautiful Godzilla lands. And that is the deck. Mono green. Does it stand up, you know, in the meta? Is it capable of getting some wins? Is it anywhere near as good as the previous mono green? Let's find out by jumping into some games. Of course, as always, at this point in my videos, I like to do a little bit of self-promotion, guys. You know that. So if you could like the video, leave a comment, hit the bell icon, share it around to all your friends. All those things are free and really help the channel out. But most importantly, if you could click that subscribe button, that would be the best thing you could do. And of course, it will also bring us closer to that 800 subscriber milestone, at which point the giveaway will be triggered. And we are so close. So subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. All right. Valorium. It's like something out of Game of Thrones. It's going to be a counter spell, so I think I'm just going to do this. We've got 2 to pay if it's a make disappear. It's gonna be that stupid freaking Jin. Okay. I'm gonna try something here. See if we can actually kill him, but he's probably got March of Otherworldly Light or I don't know. Because the casting cost is reduced. Oof. This deck is super boring, like. Banky boy. Banky boy hits the board. We can use the Mech Hangar and probably just win the game next turn, unless he's got like some fading hopes and things like that. I really hate this deck. It's so dull to play against. Oh look, I counter everything you play. Check me out. Floodfest. I think we just need to go balls to the walls here. Okay. Unless you got a counter spell. Oh, no. Fading Hope. Another Fading Hope. Deluge. Okay, so you're taking too much damage there, my friend. Lame. Oh, God. I feel like it would just work better in a Izzet shell. I still haven't really played with Jhin. We had the Dimir Tempo deck like way back 3 weeks ago or something. I need to look at that card again, but I could not bring myself to play mono blue with all those counter spells. It's just not my style. That was good. That was nice. That was very nice. Let's play out a Mech Hangar and confuse the opponent a little bit. I have no idea what we've got. And it also won't hold up priority for the Tamiyos. When you play a green card and then something's holding priority, there can only be Tamiyos, really? Non-land card. Sure. Spadonk. Yeah, that's really enough lands in our deck, thank you. I have Tamiyos for whatever you may want to do to my lands with your cut downs. Draw card. Woohoo! It's Kong, baby. The Elder is here. No me-tooks are gonna be me-tooking my Elder anytime soon, I'm afraid. There is Infernal Grasper. Wow, that's pathetic. Okay, thank you, deck. We just keep drawing lands, like... There's only 24 in the deck. And we are screwed. That's all we can really do. Is this. Oh, what? Oh my god, I can't believe I just did that. Oh my god, I can't believe I just did that. Oh, that was so stupid. Why would I do something so stupid? That just lost us the game. Unbelievable. So dumb. Yeah. Not bad. Unbelievable. I can't believe I just did that. What a misplay. Oh, I just needed to... It's a good game. Unbelievable. How silly I am sometimes. Slow down, Lone Fox. You got this. Just play a little carefully. Cannot believe I did that. Completely cost us the game. I mean, of course, busted, stupid Invoke that deserves a ban. Thoughts in the comments. What do we think about Invoke, guys? I mean, is it just a bit too much? Personally, if there was one card that deserved to be banned right now in Standard, it would be that. Such a stupid card. Of course, I love playing it when I'm the one casting it, but... when you're on the receiving end, it's just too strong. You curve out perfectly, you get down, you know, you turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, you got all your things out, you get a little planeswalker going, and then the opponent just casts one spell and just wipes your entire board clean. Oh, I was not expecting to see that. Burn down the house. Of course, if we can get Kong down on the battlefield, it's pretty... I should have kept Kong and not the Defiler. Ooh. Now he's going to use Weaver of Harmony to exile both of our Beastcallers. Okay, maybe not. He wants to double trigger the... That doesn't work. Don't they? No one ever gets that. You don't suddenly make 2 restorations. It's only just the one. Okay. Why is this bigger? Oh, from the Weaver. Okay, makes sense. Now he just plays the Catilda onto the Architect and we're screwed. Again, he tries this. Doesn't work, mate. You don't get 2 Fables. And now you've just used the mana that you were going to cast your Catilda with. Not very smart. Yeah, we're not going to win this. Maybe if we had Kong and we start destroying artifacts every time we cast a spell, but... We do have... Boseiju. So, whichever creature he puts the Rising Dawn onto, if it's an enchantment creature, hopefully it is, we kill it with the Boseiju. Boom! With the green. We can play the Augur with the Defiler. And we've got another Defiler trigger coming up next turn. Now we just have to hope he doesn't top deck more of these types of things. I hate enchantments, man. It's so stupid. I should have attacked. Such a dumb deck. Alright, on to the next one. Close. Close. I shouldn't have put that Kong on the bottom of the graveyard, on the library at the beginning of the game. But I couldn't have known that we were going to go up against enchantments. Jerbear. Jerbear. Are you a Jerbear or a Care Bear? Oh wow, I fully thought it was going to be mono black. Really? Okay, so it's Grixis. Yes! Woo! I was dreading that match. Grixis Vampires is... And they also play Shieldred and Invoke Despair and all that nonsense. So, pretty happy about that concede. How are we doing for time? Half an hour in. Definitely got time for a couple more matches. I want to get a Kong going really nicely. We haven't played Jugan once, so I don't think we've even top-decked Jugan. Selesnya again. Oh, bat. It's probably going to be that thief thing. What's she called? The something thief. At least now there's no counter magic. Might even be the Virtuoso. So let's go and take that courage from his hand, right? Surely. Or do we make a treasure with the Gala Greeters? No, we can't. Juicy. Quirion actually working pretty well last couple games. Okay. I bet you were really hoping to get Illuminator Virtuoso. Off you go, my friend. Off you go. Too much of a board state. I think mono green is great against like decks that don't run like hard removal. You know, black and red and things like that. Then suddenly it starts to look pretty good. Alright guys. I think that's it. I think that's going to be it for tonight. We've done most of the thing. We didn't quite go off as much as I wanted to with the Silverback Elder, but as you know, I'm in the UK. As you guys are watching this, I'm in London, and yeah, I just wanted to put up some quick and easy sort of semi-obvious brews, things that I've been avoiding putting up because I wanted to be a bit more creative. Mono green just seems like not quite solved yet, but you know, you're trying to put this Defiler guy down. The other things you could be doing, I'll put up another video shortly. Your more fight rigging, Titan of Industry type of things. Still also with the Defiler, but in testing with the fight rigging in mono green, I've been having a bit of trouble because there isn't anything that you can easily flip it with the following turn. You usually have to give it 2 turns after the fight rigging enters the battlefield, and that tends to be a little bit too short. But the Defiler, you know, if you can ramp a bit with stuff like Gala Greeters, Llanowar, the Jugan, all the incredible Topiary Stomper, there's so much ramp. But you know, you want to play your fight rigging on turn 3, and with Llanowar Loamspeaker in play or something like it, you can then play your Defiler on turn 4 and trigger your fight rigging straight away. So there is something there. We just need to put some finishing touches on that one, so stay tuned. But that is going to be it as far as tonight's gameplay footage. I think it performed better than I had hoped. Just a terrible misplay in the one match with Tail Swipe, just casting it at the wrong time. That absolutely cost us the match. I don't know why I even did that. I just wasn't thinking. I needed to stop talking and think a little more at that point in the game, because if we just let the land that the Loamspeaker had turned into a elemental get in for the damage first, and then use the tail swipe from one of the other creatures that I had on the battlefield, we would have gotten the Shieldred off the board and then maybe win the game. But he hit us with an Invoke Despair shortly after, so I don't know. We probably would have lost that one anyway. But alright, that is going to be it. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you tomorrow. I think by the time you're watching this, I will be landing back in Italy, actually. So yes, definitely we'll have some fresh brews lined up for you then. And until then, this is Lone Fox from the BrewLab, signing out. Peace, y'all.